Think about the routine decisions you made today. What you wore, what you ate for breakfast, the content you decided to watch. The steering wheel in your hands isn't connected to the tires. You are a passenger in a vehicle moving along a predetermined track. Preferences that feel like personal truths originate as lines of code, embedded into the subconscious by corporations you will never see. The trap didn't snap shut when you arrived. The walls were built long before you walked into the room. Look closely at the decisions that feel most like your own. Do you have the courage to see the bars of the cage? Far removed from your daily routine, there are windowless rooms where human behavior is curated with surgical precision. The engineers in those rooms rely on a specific mechanism: choice architecture. Force is messy and invites resistance. The architects prefer to curate your environment so silently that the interference is never detected. Think of a riverbed. By subtly altering the banks, the engineers dictate where the water flows, without the water ever realizing it's being directed. When you scroll, you assume you are picking from an infinite menu, but long before you make a selection, the options they find unprofitable have been removed. Because the wrong choices were systematically erased, your decision becomes a mathematical certainty. You're operating inside a closed system where the house dictates every available outcome from the moment you log in. The engineers design this system for one precise objective: to predict exactly what you will do next. Absolute predictability allows them to extract value from your deepest insecurities and monetize the core traits that make you who you are. Participating in this game exacts a definitive price. It requires surrendering control over your own pulse to the architects. This external system only works because it exploits a built-in biological vulnerability inside your own head. The human brain naturally conserves energy. It actively craves the path of least resistance whenever it processes information. The architects rely on a phenomenon called cognitive ease. They engineer the interface so that the most profitable action for them is the easiest action for you to take. Look closely at your social feed. The specific cadence of the videos, the recurring color palettes, the persistent echoing of certain fears. All of it is mathematically calibrated for frictionless consumption. They call it subconscious steering. Background algorithms constantly map your late-night search history, your lingering habits, and your unvoiced regrets. This map of individual data points is used to construct a digital mirror around you, a bespoke version of reality designed precisely around your personal insecurities. Once enclosed, you are isolated from organic outside perspectives, ensuring absolute compliance. The most disturbing phase of the process happens next. You are meticulously groomed to behave a certain way, and your brain is flooded with dopamine, making you grateful for the curation. The surveillance achieves its goal when the illusion becomes the only reality worth living in. The victim stops looking for an exit because they no longer believe an outside world exists. Look at the psychological aftermath of this extraction. The targeted consumer is left entirely empty. You carry a heavy, persistent anxiety that doesn't actually belong to you, while chasing manufactured desires implanted by targeted ads. There is no single moment of realization that a theft has occurred. You merely experience a gradual breakdown of personal direction and self-determination. Your identity becomes a fragmented mosaic, glued together by unearned opinions and corporate nudges. Once your subconscious is perfectly steered, the architects can stop working. You take over the labor, becoming the greatest threat to your own freedom.
This is where you draw the line. Reject the engineered lies you have been fed. Reclaim your autonomy by actively staying informed. Secure your place within the circle of truth seekers who see the mechanism for what it is. Expose the puppet masters. Go to the comments right now and document your own story of surviving their algorithmic traps. Let them see you wide awake. Pass this knowledge forward and watch the next video to keep your mind your own. Otherwise, you remain exactly what they built you to be, a pawn.